Good morning. Today we'll see the continuation of History Lesson 4, People's Revolt. In the last class, we have seen the origin of Palayam, Palayakas, especially the Palayaka system, how it is started, early revolt of South India, revolt of Palayakas, Puliteva, Veerapandya Kattabomman, Velu Nachiyar, Marudhu brothers, the South Indian Rebellion, the Tiruchirappalli Proclamation. These were the things we have seen. Today, we will see from Theeran Chinnamalai. Actually, Theeran Chinnamalai born Melapalayam in Chenimalai near Erode. Actually, his original name was Teerthagiri. He was actually a Palayakar of Kongu country. Kongu country in the sense the combination of Salem, Coimbatore, Karur, Dindigul. All this, the combination of that is known as what? Kongu country, which was under the Nayak kingdom of Madurai. Soon those places were annexed by the Udayas of Mysore. So from the Udayas, by defeating the Udayas, Mysore Sultans captured all the Kongu country along with the Madurai. So based according to the 3rd and 4th Mysore war, finally all the places, all the territories went under the control of the British. Okay, now this Theeran Chinnamalai, actually he was trained by the French military, modern warfare. He knows, right? Okay. He was along with the Tipu Sultan, they both fought against of the British East India Company. The main aim is what? To send the British out of India, to send them back. That is a main motive. So they fought against of the Britishers, British forces. So after the death of Tipu Sultan, right, Theeran Chinnamalai all alone fought against of the British at Coimbatore. There is no other go, right. So before earlier in the Oda Nilai, he stayed and constructed fort over there. To fight against of the Britishers, he got the alliances, right, army forces, support from Marathas, Marudhu brothers. But this alliance was stopped by the Britishers. So there is no other way, all of alone, Theeran Chinnamalai fought against of the Britishers at Coimbatore. But he was defeated. Again, he fled and he has learned guerrilla warfare. In the guerrilla, by using this guerrilla warfare, he recaptured all the places, Kaveri, Oda Nilai, Arachalur, all the places he captured. But he was betrayed by his cook Nalappan and he was hanged at Sangagiri fort. Next, we will see about Vellore revolt. Actually, this Vellore revolt, the family members of Tipu were imprisoned at Vellore fort after the 4th Mysore war. After this, we have seen in the last lesson, right? So after the 4th Mysore war, the family members of Tipu were imprisoned at Vellore fort. Now along with the 3,000 ex-servants and the soldiers of Tipu Hyder Ali. They were vicinity of Vellore. They were moved, shifted or made them to go and settle surrounding places of Vellore. Okay, because their properties were seized, confiscated by the Britishers. So it is quite natural, all of them have started hatred the Britishers. They were against of the Britishers because so far whatever is done by the British, not liked by the people. So they hated the English. The Vellore Fort consisted of a large majority of Indian troops. A good part of it is recently been raised in Tirunelveli after the Palayakar uprising of 1800. So the brilliant part of this is what the soldiers, the Palayakar system, right? Recent revolt, some of them took part. So they were trained. In the trained people, some are taken by the English army. They were taken by the English to the army force, not all. So many of them trained soldiers of the various parliaments were admitted into the English army. Thus the Vellore Fort became the meeting ground of the rebel forces of South India. So this part became all the people are here only, whoever hate the British force, right? They have started forming their own groups over there. In 1803, William Cavendish Bentinck became the governor of Madras. And during his period, some military regulations were introduced by Sir John Caradoc, who is the commander of chief. But this was the reason the sepoys felt the changes which was done by Sir John Caradoc, right? Not encouraging, or they thought it is an insult to the soldiers. The changes as what they have done in their military force, as what reinforced by Sir John Caradoc. The soldiers have started, that is reinforced to insult them. The causes for the revolt. So the people, now the people are ready to fight against of the British. Let's see the causes of the revolt. Because the stricter discipline, new weapons as what they have introduced, the new methods and the uniform. These are the first reason. The next one is they asked the soldier to shave the moustache and the beard. The Muslims, they never shave the moustache and the beard, right? So it is against of the religious faith. The third cause is for the religious mark. Usually the Hindus used to have the religious marks on their forehead. So they asked the soldiers to remove. They are not supposed to wear the religious marks on their forehead. And they are not supposed to use the earrings that were all banned. The English treated the Indian sepoys as the inferior, lower. They degraded them. So these were the causes for the revolt. What is the immediate cause for the revolt? The General Agnew, right? He has introduced a turban which was used by them in their own native. The turban system he introduced even here, which has the symbol, cross symbol, right? They asked all the people, both the Hindu and Muslim soldiers, supposed to wear that turban, but they thought it is against of the religious faith. So this is the immediate cause. But those who are refused to wear the turban are punished very severely by the British. Cause of the revolt. What is the cause of the revolt? The Indian soldiers were waiting for an opportunity to fight against of the Britishers, because so far what are the changes they have done? Reinforced the military forces, right? Everything was not liked by the soldiers. So they were waiting for the good opportunity to fight against or to attack the English officers. So the Tipu's family also took part. Right? They also, already they are also in Vellore only, right? So they also took part in that. Fateh Hyder, actually he was the elder son of Tipu. He tried to form the alliance with the other people who are against of the Britishers. Their main aim is what? To fight against of the Britishers, right? So Fateh Hyder started forming an alliances to fight against of the Britishers. So on July 10th, in the early morning, the native sepoys have gathered. They have started. So, in the force, in the regiment, 1st and 23rd regiment, only those two, 1st and 23rd regiment alone, started attacking the Britishers. So, when they entered the garrison, their first victim was Colonel Fancourt. The first victim was whom? Colonel Fancourt. As soon as they entered the fort, they closed the doors. So, as soon as they entered the fort, they closed the gate of the fort. They brought down the British flag over there. Instead, they hoisted the tiger striped flag over there. By seeing this, Major Coote, who was outside of the fort, right, he rushed to Ranipet and informed Colonel Gillespie what is taking place over there in their place, because he was at Ranipet. Immediately he came here to suppress the revolt. Very fast, very soon he suppressed the revolt. The revolt completely suppressed and failed, and he brought the peace again at Vellore. On the whole, nearly 113 Indian soldiers and 350 British soldiers died. The revolt was suppressed within a short period. It was one of the significant events in the history of Tamil Nadu. Okay, effects of the Vellore revolt. What are the effects of this? New methods and uniform regulations were withdrawn. Okay, because why it is started? Because the new method, new weapons and the uniform system, right, which was not liked by the soldiers, Indian and the Hindus and the Muslims. So, that was taken back, withdrawn. Then the family members of the Tipu Sultans, right, they were sent to Calcutta. Because if they are here, they will again form their own alliances, right? They were sent to Calcutta. William Cavendish Bentinck, right? He was removed from his service because he was the governor of Madras, right? During his period only all the changes have taken place. Because of that only people started fighting against of the Britishers, and they hoisted even their own flag over there, tiger striped flag. So, they removed William Cavendish Bentinck from his post. Causes for the failure of the revolt. There were no proper leadership. Okay, what would be the causes for the failure from our side? What would be the reason? There is no proper leadership to guide the soldiers properly. Okay, the rebellion was also not well organized. We are not much talented or trained like the Britishers, right? That is also one of the reason. And the British, they are very good in what? Divide and rule. Their own policy, they are very good in that, right? That splits our unity of the Indians. And this revolt, Vellore revolt of 1806, as the prelude of the first war of Indian independence in 1857. Who called this V.D. Savarkar? He used to tell this Vellore revolt of 1806 was the first war of Indian independence in 1857. Next we will see about the revolt of 1857. The early uprising, so far we have seen, right, so many uprisings, they are not succeeded. So, this revolt of 1857 started. It took the revolt of 1857 to bring home to the company, and the British thought that their rule was not accepted to a large section of the population. So, the people have showed, they have fought against of the Britishers, right. So, the British thought that the people, the majority of the people, most of the people are not liking the policies of the Britishers. What was the policy of them? Their main motive is what? Earning money, right? Getting the wealth, taking the wealth from the India. The cumulative effect of the British expansionist policies Economic exploitation and administrative innovation over the years had adversely affected the positions of all rulers of Indian state. Okay, next we will see the causes for this revolt. The British policy of economically exploiting India, that was the first cause. So because of that, the peasants suffered a lot due to high revenue demand and strict revenue collection policies, right? Just like that, they raised the revenue, the tax rate of the tax, and even in the very critical time out of famine, the people are forced to pay the revenue taxes. So it was not liked by the people. Next, through the policies, as they introduced many, like doctrine of lapse, alliances, through that they have started getting the places from the people, right? Even they are not satisfied after they annex the earth, they are even want to get more authority and territories in India. Next, the conversion of activities of Christian missionaries. People got frightened. They suspicious like the priests and the Maulvis, who are the leaders of the religion, both the Hindu and the Muslim. They are frightened. They are going to convert the people to Christianity. Next, the abolition of sati, female infanticide, support to widow remarriage act, female education. They saw all this, and the people thought that the British are interfering in the Indian culture. Next, the Indian sepoys were looked upon as inferior beings and treated with contempt by the British officers. The Indian soldiers were paid very less, and all the higher posts were given to the Britishers, right? They were treated lesser than the British soldiers. These are the causes. Okay, what is the immediate cause for the revolt? Already we have seen the turban. They introduced the turban, right? The immediate cause was the cartridge. What is a cartridge? A new Enfield rifle in the army. So they asked the Indian soldiers, especially both Hindus and Muslims, to refill the cartridges. But to refill the cartridge, they are supposed to open the top of the rifle with their mouth. That cartridge was greased by the fat of the animal, a cow and the pig. And for Hindus, cow was a sacred animal. They use they cannot use the fat which was taken from the cow. At the same time, Muslim hate pig. So they fought against of the Britishers. This is the immediate cause. The outbreak of the revolt. How it started. The first person, Mangal Pandey, who is asked to change the cartridge, right, rifle, immediately he refused to do that, and immediately he shot the head person of the army force. Surgeon, he shot down. So immediately he was also arrested, tried and executed. And very soon the death of Mangal Pandey was spread all over the places. Next, the causes of the revolt. On 10th May 1857, after the death of Mangal Pandey, all have gathered from different places, all the soldier forces have gathered. Both infantry, cavalry, all the forces have gathered, and they have started march again towards Delhi. As soon as they reached Delhi, they made Bahadur Shah II, underline Bahadur Shah II. They declared as Bahadur Shah II as their emperor of India. And Delhi became the center of the great revolt, and Bahadur Shah its symbol. So the people of different places utilized this because there were mutinies at Lucknow, Kanpur, Jhansi, Bareilly, Bihar, Faizabad and many other places in North India. Many of them found that it was a good opportunity to burn the papers of their landlords. Already the peasants have surrendered their documents to the landlords, right, to get the money. In the last lesson we have seen. So they have utilized this situation, this as a good chance to burn all the document. So they also took part in that. Many others whose titles and the pensions were abolished by the British who participate in it in order to take revenge. So already whoever's titles, right, pensions were all cancelled by the British. Those group of people were also took part in this revolt to take revenge on the Britishers. Even the Muslim leaders and the Maulvis sought the opportunity for establishing the Muslim kingdom here. They thought after sending the Britishers, they want to start their own kingdom, Muslim kingdom in India. Suppression of the revolt. How all these revolts are brought down. Lord Canning, the Governor General, took immediate step to suppress the revolt. What are the steps he took to bring the revolt down? He collected the forces of Madras, Bombay, Sri Lanka and Burma. On his own initiative, he called British Army, which was distributed to China by Britain to Calcutta. So he ordered, by his own initiative, he ordered all the British force from China to Calcutta. He ordered the loyal Sikh army to proceed to Delhi immediately. So it takes time to call his own army, British army from China to Calcutta. So meantime he has sent this Sikh force to Delhi, because Delhi they all have gathered, right? So he wants to suppress the revolt over there. So meantime he has sent his Sikh army there. The British regained their lost positions very soon. They have all trained forces with them, right? So very soon, very fast, they brought all under their control. Delhi was recaptured by General John Nicholson on 20th September 1857 and the deportation of Bahadur Shah to Rangoon, where he died in 1862. They have sent this Bahadur Shah to Rangoon, there he died, because he was the one who was declared as the general of India, Emperor of India, right? So they have sent him to Rangoon. Sir Colin Campbell occupied Kanpur. Nana Sahib was defeated at Kanpur and escaped to Nepal. His close associate Tandya Tope escaped to central India and was captured and put to death while asleep. When she was sleeping, she was captured and put to death. Then Rani of Jhansi also died in the battlefield. Kanwar Singh, Khan Bahadur Khan were also dead, while Begum of Oudh was compelled to hide in Nepal. The revolt was finally suppressed by the end of 1859. British authority over India was fully re-established. So even this British, according to British, they used to say that Rani Lakshmi Bai was a brave and a great fighter. Okay, let's see the last part, that is the causes for the failure of the revolt. Though we met with a failure, right, but it showed, it paved the way for our Indian independence, right. Let's see the causes for that. Obviously already we have seen there is no proper guidance, no leadership, we don't have much army force, we don't have trained soldiers here, right. Apart from that, what is given, we'll see. The first one is lack of organization, discipline, common plan of action, centralized leadership, modern weapons and techniques. We don't have much weapons like Britishers, and we don't know much techniques to attack. Next, the second one is the rebel leaders were no match to the British general. Obviously, they are very trained one, the general, British general and all, they are very trained one, but we are not much trained. As soon as we are affected, when we have started suffering by the Britishers, we just show our aggressiveness. Rani Lakshmi Bai, Tandya Tope and Nana Sahib were courageous, but they were not good general. They are very courageous. They are so brave, but they are not good general. Non-participation of Bengal, Bombay, Madras, Western Punjab and Rajputna. These places, they are not supporting Indian soldiers. Quietly they were supporting the Britishers. The modern educated Indians did not support the revolt as they believed that the one British rule could reform the Indian society and modernize it. They thought, whoever are educated, they thought that the British will do good thing to the people. Right? That is why they are not supporting the Indian revolts. They didn't took part in that. The British managed to get the loyalty of the Sikhs, Afghans and Gurkha regiments. The Gurkhas actually helped the British in suppressing the revolt. The British had better weapons, better generals and good organization. Consequences of the revolt. Finally, what had happened? The revolt of 1857 marked a turning point in the history of India. It led to the changes in the system of administration and the policy of the government. The administration of India was transferred from East India Company to the British Crown through Queen's Proclamation in 1858. So, the changes were taken by the Queen, right, British Queen, with a proclamation. She made some changes after seeing all those revolts that the people are not like the Britishers. The Governor General was given the title of Viceroy. After the proclamation of Queen, there is no Governor General. That post was transferred as what? Viceroy. Just the mediator. The person who are allotted by the Queen. Just they are supposed to take care of the places. Next, the Board of Directors and the Board of Control were replaced by the Council of 15 members headed by the Secretary of State to supervise Indian affairs. Okay, that post 15 members were allotted to take care of the Indian affairs, right? What is taking place, right? As per the instruction given, they have to follow. The Indian Army was thoroughly reorganized. More Britishers were employed in the army. The British military policy came to be dominated by the idea of divide and counterpoise. Attack. Counterpoise is nothing but attacking against their enemies. Next, in fact, the revolt of 1857 played an important role in bringing the Indian people together and imparting them to the conciseness of being one country. They belong to the same country. They all are the same. The revolt paved the way for the rise of the modern national movement. It was the beginning of the 20th century that the 1857 revolt came to be interpreted as a planned war of national independence. Actually, already he has said, right, V.D. Savarkar, he has said that war was the first war of Indian independence. In 1857 itself he told, the Vellore Revolt, 1806. Again, he has written his own book, V.D. Savarkar has written his own book named as the First War of Indian Independence. Right, in his book he has mentioned this as what? First War of Indian Independence. In his book, Planned War of National Independence. With this lesson gets over. I hope you would have understood, right, the different revolts, Paleka system, right, how the mutineers fought bravely against the Britishers, how they have showed their aggressiveness to the Britishers, how they made the Queen to understand their difficulties, which made the Queen to proclaim the changes here, right? In central India, a revolt which was led by Jhansi Rani, and soon she was thrown by Sir Hug Rose. And when Sir Hug Rose captured Jhansi, she went to Tandia Tope. There they both fought against of the Britishers. Okay, who is Tandia Tope? She was assumed the leadership of the rebels army at Gwalior. So they both, Tandia Tope and Jhansi Rani, was fought against of the Britishers. But the British captured Gwalior over there. So in the battlefield, Jhansi, Rani of Jhansi, died. Tandia Tope escaped. But soon she was captured and they put her in the prison. There she died. Even according to the British, this Jhansi Rani, right, Rani Lakshmi Bai, was the best and the bravest among all the leaders of the revolt of 1857. Such a brave lady she was. Till she died, she was fighting against of the Britishers. She didn't try to escape. She didn't, right? So till she died, she fought bravely against of the Britishers. That is why even in the British history, they have mentioned her name. Okay, with this lesson gets over. We'll see in the next class. Thank you.